and welcome to Patchwork. My name is Dion and I am with Christian.
Welcome to Patchwork.
And Josh.
Welcome to Patchwork.
So guys, I was wondering, when you were underage, Josh, how did you go about buying alcohol? Who bought it for you? What did you buy?
Booze.
What's your name?
My first go-to for many years was the old 4-pack of Woodstocks, which my older brother would buy. And it was a great system where I'd go, hey, man, do you reckon you get me some stuff? And I'd either give him the money or sometimes he'd just shout me. He's like, don't worry about it. And it would just magically appear under my desk in a plastic bag.
That's so nice of him.
It was lovely. It was awesome.
That is delightful.
The funny thing with buying booze, though, like I never really had a huge issue because I didn't drink a lot. I didn't go out a lot until I was sort of 17, 18. So it wasn't a huge issue for very long. But I remember I used to work at a bottle-o and this girl came in one time. Because the biggest thing about buying booze, if you're underage, just be confident.
Yeah.
Pretend you're meant to be there and doing it. So this girl came through, I think she was with her dad or something, but she was like, oh, hey, just this, please. And she was like looking at me really expectantly. And I was like, cool, that's this much. She's like, are you going to ask for my ID? I was like, no. She's like, oh. And then the dad, I think, came over and he's like, oh, it's their birthday today. So she just turned 18 and she really wanted to show it off. I was like, okay, show me, go on.
I worked at a liquor store also when I was 18, and I think there's being confident, but then there's being too confident.
Yeah.
And I remember seeing a couple of young boys who were very obviously not 18, and they had 3 trolleys worth of about 24 slabs. And they're like, oh yeah, just these ones, mate. And I was like, and your ID, thanks? Yeah.
Christian, did you have any fake IDs when you were younger?
I should have had 2 fake IDs. I had one.
What does should have had 2 fake IDs mean?
Well, we had a guy organised to buy the entire year level.
What?
Fake IDs. This guy was so clever.
Was he in your year level?
Yeah.
Is he still alive?
Who knows? No one's heard from him since that formal.
He's still in year 12 buying fake IDs to people.
But he's still only 21.
Yeah, but he organised to buy it for the entire level, and everyone paid him $50 because apparently he knew a guy who printed them. And it came to the night of the formal after party, and he was gone with all of our money.
Oh, wow.
No one saw him for about a year, and everyone was just absolutely
He just took off with the
filthy.
money.
Yeah.
What a criminal from a young age.
Yeah.
Not that much money either.
What do you
50
mean?
times 100 people? It's like 5,000
There
bucks.
were like 220 people.
But
in
he
that year
skipped
level.
school. He's gone from school. He left school.
Dion, do you mind doing that maths again?
50 times 100 people, 5,000 bucks.
Yeah, okay. Now times by 220 people.
Like 10 grand.
$11,000
Jesus.
as an 18-year-old.
That is so much money.
Cash.
But wait, did he leave school?
He left Australia. Went to the Poconos. I don't know where the Poconos are.
Josh, did you have a fake ID?
Nah, none of that. Never
I
had any of
didn't.
that.
I
didn't need it.
I wasn't that devious when I was a kid.
So my mother actually used to buy me alcohol, but bless her heart, she tried, like, I know that she was trying to be a cool mum and be like, yeah, I'll get you some alcohol. But she'd drive us to the party, myself and my friends, and she'd go into the boot and pull out that plastic bag, the grey plastic bag, and you can't see inside it. But I knew what was inside that bloody plastic bag was going to be 4 Pepsi Max and 2 Tui's light ice. So 2 light beers. And I just remember her driving away and I was so embarrassed about walking into a party with light beers, 2 light beers, mind you.
And 4 Pepsi Max.
And 4 Pepsi Max that I used to wait out the front and scratch the labels off.
So good.
Just to pretend like, hey, I've got a kind of, label-less full-strength beer here.
Got some moonshine. Look at me.
So you think she was pretending to be a cool mum? Or do you think,
Pretending to be a cool mum. What are you talking
Well,
about?
you said she was trying to be
She
a
had
good
her
mum.
leather jacket on.
And then ringing her right here.
No, she was trying to be the cool mum, but I don't think she understood the scope of how much we wanted to drink and also what holding a Pepsi Max at a kid's party would look like.
Well, like, I always had the thing of, you'd sort of go, oh, how many beers did you have? They go, oh, just like a 6-pack. A 6-pack? That is so much. I go, And in my brain, I'm like, I had like 10 beers. Like,
Oh, at teenage parties.
Probably 6-pack, maybe a bit more than that. Because we always had, there was this one guy called Jacob, and he had the actual cool parents who kind of didn't care and were really loose and free. So all of his house parties were like the biggest house parties, and they were always the ones where everyone tested their limits. And it was really funny because it was like this rotating thing of like, and this week, Christian's going to get really fucked up. In a few months, it's going to be Dion's turn, and Christian learned his lesson last
were you
time.
Actually volunteering, like, oh, guys, this will be the time that I get really drunk.
Pull it out of a hat.
Yeah.
So what happened on your chosen night?
It's just that thing of like, you drink vodka and you go, this tastes like nothing. I have no memories that this associates anything with. He's bourbon and he's nothing to me. So my one, you just sort of common pass out vomiting kind of thing. But I remember one of my mates, like, the time after that, so he looked after me, so that when he was done, it was really this rotation. When he was done, I was looking after him, and he was like in the bed throwing up, and we just had to find some container. And the nearest thing we found was a lasagna tray.
Was it empty or did it have lasagna? Just vomit on this lasagna for me.
Pop it straight in the oven. There you go. But what was great about that is like those nights when I really pushed those limits, I'd always make sure I was staying at a friend's house. Just because it's like, I don't have to deal with my parents. I don't need to worry about any of that. Because what was always hell is when your parents came to pick you up. Did you ever have your folks pick you up, Dion?
Yeah, I would have. I was talking to this 45-year-old lady the other day who's got these 2 teenage kids, and she just gets them an Uber, and it's really easy. So times have really changed. But yeah, my folks used to pick me up, but I always made sure that I wasn't too pissed when they picked me up. But it's really hard carrying conversation with the people that know you the best in the world. It's really hard carrying conversation when you're slurring your words.
The first time I ever got picked up by my parents, it was by my dad, and I was being carried out of the door. And he was called by a friend of mine who had to wrench my phone out of my vomit-soaked pants and find the name Dad, call that, and say, I think you should come and pick Christian up.
Because I just have these great memories of Dad picking me up and me thinking, I'm getting away with this. He's got no idea. Yeah. He's totally clueless. Yeah. And it's the same thing of like, just ask me a question. Like, you be Dad for a sec.
So how was your night, Josh?
Yeah, it was good.
Yeah. A lot of people at the party.
Yeah, it was a really fun night.
A lot of fun night.
But it's just these static, short sentences.
But it's so true because you transition from this really loud environment and then it's suddenly really quiet in the car and your parents are playing classical music and you're kind of like, I don't think I can handle this. So thank you for listening to Welcome to Patchwork. I have been Dion.
I've been Josh.
And I've been Christian.
Goodbye.
Goodbye.
Goodbye.